Hello, guys. Welcome back to A Whole Lot of Nothing podcast.
I don't want to be here.
The podcast where we talk about a whole lot of nothing and sometimes just a bit of something.
There's two of us, by the way.
There is two of us.
Lay likes to shut me out sometimes, but fuck him. I'm not letting him do that shit.
I don't like letting black voices speak what they feel.
Here we go.
Yes, I agree with that. On Instagram, our contact is at A Whole Lot of Nothing, at WTFXCK. Is it Beal?
I don't know.
Oh, fuck you. All right. And at Larry_Gaines. Our email is...
It's in the fucking description.
Whole lot of pod.
God damn.
At gmail.com. In case you want to hit us up,
and if you can't read, I don't know how you found this fucking podcast.
Yeah, because apparently niggas can't spell a whole lot of nothing.
Niggas can't tell there from there either, but we'll talk about that another day.
Yeah, you're talking about if you'd like to speak to me personally, please hit me up on Snapchat at Larry_Stewart. I am fucking with you. Please don't text me on there.
Do not text me at all. I will blow your house sky high. Bye-bye.
Toodaloo.
Okay, in a hypothetical scenario, try to keep yourself out of trouble, Lamont. Hypothetical scenario.
Hypothetically, yeah.
You dated a girl in high school. Okay? About a year, give or take a few months. Let's say somewhere between 9 and 11 months. Not 11, that's fucked up. Somewhere between that, right? Senior year plus, most of senior year plus summer plus the next whatever.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's 18 years old. It's that and a third.
Right.
Yeah.
Young man.
Yeah,
Young man.
21 and 22. New girlfriend.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is 3 to 4 years later.
Right.
Your current girl asks you to never bring up an ex. He better not be pissing.
Is he? Whoa. Are you? I can't. Hey, Google. Lamp fuchsia.
Okay, changing the lamp.
Don't look like it.
I think he was licking
I
something.
think he was looking at something. Hypothetical scenario, she says, don't bring up any exes.
Right.
Yeah.
But also before that, a few days prior, your girl says, I want to know as much about you as I can possibly learn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
But then she laid down the line and says, I don't want to hear about any exes. Now, we're not talking about a couple months. We're not talking about hookups. We're talking about somebody you dated for almost a year.
That's like part of your growth.
That's a whole yes. And it comes down to, well, let me ask y'all, what do y'all think about the situation so far?
I most definitely a lesson I'm learning right now. When it comes down to new girlfriend and exes, leave it in the past. The past is the past.
Well,
because
here's another thing.
you can tell her a story, right?
And that, because we're getting there.
Okay, go ahead.
Things happened in the past,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes it's the same. This is exactly what I told her. Me and Swell have been dating for 7 months. I said, I don't believe that there's anything interesting that's happened in the last 7 months that I can tell without bringing you up, because you have been there and you are here, and you're part of the story because you're here.
Right.
Yeah.
It's difficult. And I said, could you imagine me telling any kind of story of recent without bringing you up? You would be like, I was there. Why didn't you mention me? So when that was asked and that conversation came up, rather than just outright either defend, because you look corny, I gotta defend the right to bring up my nigga. You sound fucking crazy.
Nigga, shut the fuck up.
Rather than do that, or just flat out say, "Yes, ma'am, it'll never happen." My next step was to give her a heads up and just say, "Hey, do you know that by putting in a request like that, you are asking me to not bring up almost a whole year of my life? When it comes down to stories, experiences, lessons learned, this, that, and the third, certain things can be told because, yeah, she wasn't there.
Yeah.
And this story has nothing to do with her. It just happened to be in that time period. But certain stories,
Just include her by off chance.
And sometimes I might be able to tweak the story a little bit and change who was there, or not mention specifically who it was that was there.
But then you won't be getting the full story.
Yes, and I said, now if it comes down that I changed the story and I lied about something, I'm gonna be in serious trouble because I didn't tell the truth the first time.
Right.
So the question became, do you want to give up certain stories because of who's a part of them, or would you like for me to be more careful? You want to cut it out altogether and say no stories that involve her, or do you want me to be more careful in general and try to navigate specifically to better hear certain stories and this, that, and the third? And then that was when she began to think, and she went, well, DeMonte, seeing as when it was and how long it was, pause. Seeing as when it was and how long of a time period that was, I could see why a lot was going on at the time. Fucking senior year in high school, graduating, starting welding school. I got my driver's license. This, that, and the third. Yada 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 yada. I said we can work on this in a more specific manner if that's what you want. But if you don't want it being brought up, if you don't want her being brought up at all, what?
Man, somebody had said something to a group chat I was in. It was just like a funny, like, being hot or whatever.
That was one of the things that I was trying to get across, was that if you want to give that up, then so be it. We'll give that up.
I will bring it up at all.
Do you? And the answer was no. And I said, well, as a boyfriend, I will do better to navigate that specific era of time. Yeah. I wanted to ask y'all, when brought up with the prompt of don't bring up an ex, because it wasn't about the specific ex, this was just about the one that I dated for a extended period of time, because that was really the only one that I dated for that long. Yeah. Which is why the conversation became about that, especially when it happened and what was going on at the time. I was asking y'all the initial reaction of don't bring it up. What, in that specific situation where it was almost a year and not even specifically, it could be specific to when it was, but a whole year, my nigga, like
it's a
year of life
situation. Like, you don't never want to. Something I'm learning is never bring up an ex to another girlfriend. Yeah, it's never going. Like,
but one thing I did say,
I have to think. Like, I used to always do this, but it's terrible to tell you why. Because you sit down and tell your girlfriend, I'll get real comfortable and tell you about all the stories and, that different than third.
Only if you want to know, though.
But I'll keep a line, but I'll tell you the stories,
One thing I did tell her, and I asked her this, I said, she did tell me not to get specific about the conversation, but I asked her, one of the things I asked her is, when have I ever brought anybody besides you up outside of context for absolutely no reason? No reason at all. She said, I don't know. I said, it's never happened. Prime example, we were talking about natural hair, and the question came up, what do you know about women with natural hair? My mom, my sisters, one of my exes, my grandmother, friends, family, this, that, and the third. And I think she didn't say it directly at the time, but I might have gotten in trouble for bringing her up and stuff. But all I was doing was listing off a list of people saying that I seen my mom fight her hair, I seen my sisters fight their hair. It's different angles. When you got siblings and you watching your sisters fight their hair, it's different from watching somebody you date fight their hair, because your sisters are probably fighting their hair before school, whereas your girl, if she's fighting her, y'all gonna be late going somewhere together.
Yeah, I mean, I think
I've seen it from every angle. That's all I was saying. I wasn't just randomly bringing this, that, and the third up. I just wanted it was to bring context to certain things, and in certain situations.
It's going to have to come up one day.
That
because I was in one of those situations.
This is part of my life we're talking about. Part of my life that you asked me whether or not asked me that you want to hear about.
Okay, because you might hate something that your ex used to do, right? And you didn't got to a point though you hate it so much now, like every time you see it you get by it, and she gonna want to know like
what is causing this reaction to happen.
Yeah,
that was a yes. All we talked about all that, but part of it was we had decided to just talk about it rather than just outright chop certain things.
It's more easier to talk about it and have conversations on it, so you can better understand each other. Because in doing that, you better understand each other as well.
Because she asked me, how would you feel if I brought other niggas up? And I was like, I mean, for one, if it's the context, because the example I gave was, let's say we was doing something and a nigga she's talked to taught her how to pick locks. Random shit.
So random.
That's random as fuck, right? We working on something. A lock needs to be picked. Devontae, I got this. Get in there. Do it.
Where you learn that from?
You do not have the history of stealing. You don't have any kind of ties. I've never heard a reason as to why you know how to pick locks. So I'm going to ask you, where did you learn how to pick locks? And if you say, oh, a nigga I used to talk to showed me, I'm going to be like, oh, okay, that's just an interesting fact.
That's wild.
But that might be that might be a guy thing. I don't let shit bother me.
Who taught you? Oh, Tyrone taught you this? All right.
Why it gotta be Tyrone?
That's fucking petty, man. That's petty.
Tyrone taught you that? All
It's
right.
in the past. Do you know how to pick locks?
No, I don't know how to pick them up.
Exactly. Okay, so I understand
But
why you would be like,
then we get a situation one of us left the key in the house, and I'm like, call Tyrone to pick the lock. You know how to do it. That's just me.
You just get
that's petty, bro.
That's just me.
Because why do you know that he taught her?
But
Because
that's why.
because she knows. You don't have to call nobody.
Well, she could have
knows.
lied. You could have said your dad taught you. You could have said, something like that. But see, that's why I say it's best to keep like the exes out of it, bro. Because I'm telling you, it get to a situation. You ever had a girl tell you like, "Oh, I've had such, I done had sex with such and such," or I've been with like one of those situations.
Yeah,
Now you sit up there thinking to yourself,
Damn,
like,
am I doing it?
did
I
she,
mean, it's
like,
all
like you want to ask her who taught her that move, but then she'll tell you what's the name taught her.
See, that's why you don't
ask those questions.
Don't dig too deep, nigga.
Don't ask those
You
questions.
find yourself in those situations.
Will, don't ask the questions,
You
man.
the type of nigga to deliberately dive deeper into
You
the
are.
hole.
You in your head now, though. It's in your head, like
You making yourself mad, bro.
Man, I wonder,
As a
like,
man, you should not be making yourself
bro,
mad.
it's you in your head, like,
bro,
man, maybe he clapping her. I knew he was. Like, you start thinking about things you got no business thinking of, things that'll make you want to break up with them.
And then you know what you do? You meditate on it. These ain't the right word thoughts, nigga. This is stupid.
These are intrusive thoughts.
Meditate on that shit, nigga.
Well, you ain't gonna. You ever just imagine it just imaged?
If that ever happens, if that happens to either of y'all, to keep it simple, all you gotta do is say, "Who's clapping them now?" Me.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
You know what's funny? You know what I think?
Somebody had a teacher.
This is
See,
gonna
you
get.
get it's,
No.
Yeah, but the picking locks thing, that was perfect. I kept trying to find a good example for each situation.
That is
I
a
was
good
like,
example.
yes, that nigga taught you this. Me personally, Will, you do you and let you yourself, whatever. I personally am not gonna say,
Oh,
let Tyrone unlock the door.
yeah. But
I'll probably say, okay, well, can you teach me?
she ain't have to tell me Tyrone. Especially when it was like a female to throw something in your face.
Oh, you talking about when they purposely like just throw it out?
Nah,
And
it's
not
not.
when you ask, like, hey.
No.
I'm not asking you who taught you. I'm not
We talking
asking you.
about-
And if I do, I'd rather you just say something like, "Hey, well, my uncles used to steal, and he was very good at this and showed me when I was a little girl." I'd rather that than you tell me that another nigga taught you something.
Wait.
That's like
wait.
me.
Okay.
That's like me cooking for you, and you ask me when I learned how to cook, and I'm like, "Yeah, Jasmine showed me." Oh, your ex Jasmine, she's gonna.
Oh no.
Wait.
That's different.
No, it's the same thing.
Anything I learn how to cook. No, but the reason why is because anybody can learn how to cook. The lock picking, I specifically chose lock picking in that situation.
You can teach anybody how to lock.
Because that's a specific trait.
That's a very specific trait, especially in a situation where she has never shown a reason to know, and the reason why she knows is because somebody just taught her. Whatever.
That's like, that's probably the
But
best
the
example. I can't think of
conversation,
anything.
I will say the conversation itself had to happen, which is the reason why I brought up the topic to you guys to say, ask y'all, how do y'all feel about the conversation itself? And
Most definitely.
to let y'all know, hey, how about we have the conversation? How about y'all have the conversation before it becomes necessary?
That's like me. I like whenever, because I have a lot of friends that are women, like just in general, comparably to the other people that I hang out with. I have a lot of women friends, and every time I'm in a relationship, I have to explain to them. I was like, yes, I have like about three women friends that I'm cool with.
That's the most hardest thing.
It's trying to get it past them. I ain't
like,
trying to fuck them.
But see, that's the thing. It's like, especially like when you get with a girl and that's happened to her in the past.
Yeah,
it's like the hardest thing.
It's like I gotta fucking peel back that trauma and try to get through this shit.
The hardest thing. Like the girl I'm with right now, I went with that. I mean, I had to deal with that like in the beginning of our relationship. Like I went to school like Jalen. My grandmother used to have a daycare before my grandmother passed, and my grandmother used to watch her. And me and Jalen been cool. Yeah,
I know you're talking.
We've been cool since like, and my girl was like, no, I don't trust that. I'm like, that's my sister. I look at her just like I look at the bros.
For instance, that's like me and people like, you should date. No, I ain't dating. I look at her like my sister. Damn, their daughter. Shit, I was like, what's good?
That's like, if I wouldn't do that. Me personally, I always tell my girl, like, if I feel like it's to a point where I want to walk out on you or anything like that, I'm like, hey, you know what?
I have a suggestion.
What?
I have the worst suggestion.
What are you about to
that guy over there across the table? In a situation like that, I would probably tell the friend, hey, for the time being, watch. For the time being, turn down just a little, just some.
What do you mean turn down?
Until, like, the presence, not the present, but I'm gonna get there. Turn it down just a hair.
Yeah.
Okay. Until my girl gets comfortable and realizes that she has nothing to worry about, and then once she understands that there's nothing going on between the two of us, then maybe you and her can then become friends, and then she'll go, okay, nothing's gonna happen. Yeah, whatever. Mm-hmm. That's a bad suggestion, like most of them. But
no, you think you know a woman,
I'm not saying completely give up the friend. I'm not saying completely give up your girl. I'm saying try to get an understanding, because that's the thing. Everybody goes with these fucking black and white ass solutions, and I'm just like, the shit's gray.
Try to reach a fucking a meeting point.
The shit is gray, bro.
That's like when I used to date old girl, and I used to be friends with, and that was like a very touchy thing. Because here's the thing, old girl had friends that were men or dudes. I was like, yeah, and I was cool with them. I was like, yeah, that's fine, cool. And in turn, I was like, I had to get her to know, like, here, you hang out with her, just her. I'm not even gonna be in there. Y'all talk whatever the fuck y'all want.
Because I think that helps. I think allowing a girl to become friends.
Sometimes it does, but sometimes it does.
Some people just can't be friends.
And it gets into a situation where now she feel like she know more about, like, she's trying to
compete.
It's like a competition type deal.
Like, but you don't have to, because it's like the love is there. It's a different type of love that I'm gonna show you than I'm gonna show her. Like
when I was dating my ex, I didn't come over here at all.
Larry didn't come see us.
I didn't come see y'all for like a year.
It was like a year. To this day, you listen to the podcast, right?
Right.
You know Devin, our little cousin?
Yeah.
To this day, Devin and I joke about, because when me and Swola got together, Devin would go, all right, now don't pull a Larry. You stop coming around and seeing a nigga. Larry fucking, listen, Will. Larry and I was real cool when we was younger. Mm-hmm. And then Larry was going to the school that he went to. I'm not going to name it. Now I went to school that I went to. Yeah. There's a 2-year gap. We didn't always see each other, this, that, and the third. But when I graduated and Larry was getting ready to start working, I would always come get him. We would work, hang out, this, that, and the third. Mm-hmm. But there's a gap. There's a big ass gap somewhere in there. Larry and I got back cool after I graduated high school.
Yeah.
And we've been cool since. And that's how the podcast came about. Me and Larry are always hanging out. Mm-hmm. But there's a gap where that year where he was seeing his ex, and we did not see Larry at all. Mom would ask me, "Why you and Larry don't hang out?" And I'd be like, "Man, I called this nigga twice today."
I ain't pick up.
And I don't know if he got me blocked
Larry.
or he just doesn't give a
was
fuck.
that deep in,
Nigga, I
bro?
was whipped. I will be blatantly, nigga, I was whipped.
Yeah, that's why I
Heavily.
went. That's why, yeah. When me and Swell first got together, Devin goes, "Hey,
Don't be pulling me now.
what Larry did," I said, "Man, I'm not doing that shit, man. That's fucked up." Honestly, to be on the receiving end of that kind of treatment really fucked me up.
Yeah.
No, that's crazy.
Fuck me. I wouldn't do that.
She was literally about the only person I really talked to that whole
No,
year.
that's crazy.
Always
Like,
with her.
yeah.
I
I did
don't
that.
blame him, no, because I
Yeah.
was sort of kind of the
He was
same
in high school
way.
when you did it.
No, I was, this was during COVID, 2020. Fucking,
No.
No, you graduated that year though, didn't you?
oh, even still, yeah. Once it was November to like next November.
I thought it was like
But
2019.
you graduated that year though, didn't you?
Beginning into 2019 throughout all of 2020.
You graduated that year, yeah.
Yeah, I graduated 2020. I graduated like the summer, but that's only because like the fucking.
Of course, but I'm trying to because I graduated 2018. I know Tyreek knows. You was younger than Tyreek though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Tyreek graduated 2019.
Yeah, you graduated 2020.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
Yeah,
shit
doing it in high school though, I understand. I did it in high school. Dumbest thing, big lesson.
What?
Cutting my friends out just to talk to a girl.
I mean, it wasn't even like that though. If we're,
This is
It was like
family,
that.
Will. This is family. nigga.
It was like that.
I'm sorry.
This it, bro. It was like that.
This nigga said, "Man, fuck blood."
Man, I was in deep.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn, I now that I think back on it, I was like, she was the real only
Larry
person I
said,
really
"Larry
hung out
said,
with.
blood ain't thicker than that ass." Like,
That's
damn,
crazy.
Larry, that's crazy. Nigga threw us away for us.
That's
Like,
crazy.
That's crazy.
Hey, it'd be like
You
that
know what
sometimes.
always hurts the most though about those situations? They're not even together no more. So that whole year.
He came back. Well,
It ain't for nothing.
Me and Devin pretty much did our thing. You know what I'm saying? Because it was what it was, and Devin's probably gonna be like, so I was just like, but basically,
So
it was me and Larry because Larry was closer in age.
Mm-hmm.
Then when Larry disappeared, me and Devin started spending more time together because I had my license. I could go pick him up,
Yeah.
and then he could spend the weekend with me.
Right.
And then when Larry came back, I was here, living on my own.
yeah,
And it got to a point where I would have Devin with me over the weekend, and then I would call Larry and be like, "Hey, Larry, me and Devin are here." And then over the course of the last 2 years, Larry and Devin, because Larry and Devin aren't directly cousins.
Mm.
Larry's my cousin on my mom's side.
Right.
No, Larry's my cousin on my grandmother's side.
your grandmother's.
And Devin's my cousin on my grandfather's side.
So we're
so-
about fourth removed.
Yeah,
Damn near.
Devin's mom was my mom's sister, and Larry's mom was my mom's cousin.
Mm-hmm.
Those two are not related at all. They only know each other because of me.
Yeah.
They were here with me at the same time, and it got to a point where I guarantee you, if anybody on the street asks Devin who Larry is, Devin can say that's my cousin.
Yeah. At this point, yes. Yes, my cousin. Yeah.
And that's how family should be.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Because
Luckily, we got
It
to
went
that
from-
part.
It went from me and Larry to me and Devin to me, Devin, and Larry.
Yeah.
And now it's me, Devin, Larry, Josiah.
Yeah. Now we have a group.
And
I did have to sit out. I
And
had
then it
to,
turned me, Larry, Josiah, Joseph, Mac, Mikey.
would I do it again though?
Sometimes Will. Literally every fucking body under the sun. And I gotta wrangle these niggas together to
Yeah.
make sure shit gets done.
Would I do it again?
Possibly.
Oh, that's crazy. If you was to sit here and say you would,
Let me tell you. Let me give you.
See, that's the thing. Will, I'm a whore for affection.
bro, if
Man.
Will, let me give you a
Hey.
statistic. Let me give you a
What are you
statistic.
about to
And
do?
it's very similar to whatever Larry's answer is about to be. 80% of men jerk off. The other 20% are fucking lying about it.
yeah,
Larry's about to say he wouldn't. He's fucking
I
lying.
would. Yeah, I would.
And if he says he would, he's telling the truth. I don't care what answer it is. Whatever answer he gives, there's a truth to it. There's a genuine truth. Larry, if I was investigating Larry and sitting across the fucking interrogation table across from him, and I said, "Larry, would you do it again?" Larry goes, if he goes, "Nah," I'd be like, I jump across the table and say, "You fucking liar."
You motherfucker. You fucking liar. He's like, yeah, that's right.
If you would do that again, that's crazy.
If it came down to that again, I would manage my time.
Asking
better
Larry,
with it.
there's a reason why people say, "Would you do it again?" If everything went down exactly the way it did a second time, well, not a second time, but if you could go back and put yourself down that path to where the first step is all you need to do, that first push, and everything else is going to fall in place the way it already did, most people are going to say yes, not just because of the experience that not just because of the experience itself, but everything that led up to afterwards. Because if you talk about, and it's gonna sound real problematic now.
What are you about to say?
If you're talking about within the context of exes, because I had to tell Swella this yesterday, and I told she might get upset, but it's the truth. I said the relationship that I was in, it was two good people, but they didn't quite click the way we thought that we would.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of the mistakes that I made at the time that as an individual I had to learn from.
Right.
And it's because of those mistakes that I'm doing such a great job now. So if it came to me and said, DeMonte, would you do it all over again? I wouldn't want to gamble on, because if you take a different path, you end up in a different spot.
Yeah.
Because with that being so far back, it's like, you ever played the Stanley Parable?
Who?
The Stanley Parable.
No.
Okay. The Stanley Parable is a game that basically talks about, like, following paths in games and this, that, and third. One of the main design choices in the game is you start at a set of 2 doors. Okay? The first door it has a very limited amount of endings. You basically you go through doors and then you get a certain ending, you restart the game. You take a different route. All the story changes no matter where. With every decision you make in that game, it's like, how long is a playthrough? A playthrough can be anywhere between 3 minutes to like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the one game.
Okay, so it's like
it changes a lot. I have it.
So it's a video game.
It's a
Yes.
game. Yeah. What console you got?
I got an Xbox.
It's on there.
One?
Yeah.
You can play.
You can play.
What's
I got
it
it on
called?
Switch.
Yeah.
I got it. It's Switch, Xbox, PlayStation.
And what is it called?
The Stanley Parable.
Stanley Parable. Ultra Deluxe.
Ultra Deluxe. It
Yeah,
just came
Yeah.
to console. It was on PC like 10 years ago.
That's
Dude.
terrible. I'm gonna say it afterwards, but go ahead.
We no, it came to, when it came to consoles, they added a whole bunch of other. They added way more shit.
That's why they
A
call it
lot
Ultra
more. That's
Deluxe.
why it's called Ultra
I don't
Deluxe.
like playing games from PC to like.
No, but this is good.
One game that I've loved
What?
playing from PC to console,
You about
and
to
that
say-
was Minecraft.
Oh, I thought you were about to say Diablo or some shit.
You know,
It's like, oh.
Minecraft has a very simplistic art style, and the Stanley Parable transfers over pretty well because it's very. If you look at it, you'd be like, "This fucking kid's game." I had Swallow playing earlier. The reason why I bring up Stanley Parable is those first 2 sets of doors. I learned that when the narrator says Stanley comes to a set of 2 doors, he takes the door on his left, and if you follow the narrator, then you go down a specific path. You take the door on the left, and you kind of are more or less funneled not one specific way, but only a certain number of ways.
Yeah.
And if you take the door on the right, there is so many different ways that you can go. Just by not following that first direction, you go off, that game gets fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That game gets insane. Just by not going the way you were supposed to go. I say this because with that, would you do it again if you could? I like where I am now. Right?
You may like where you are now, but
I'm
because I always say that, like, I like where I'm in now. I love the things that I know.
I'm
But
content.
what I know, and if I go back,
You
I
wouldn't
would
know.
love where I would be.
You wouldn't know.
But
No,
when you go
that's-
back,
we
you
talking
know
about
nothing.
you go back to exactly where you were before. You don't
Same point in time.
You don't retain the information. It's,
Oh, see,
that's why I was about to say I am content enough with the way that things are now. I have this place, I have this podcast, I got my dogs, I got my girlfriend, I got my family, I got my job, car, this, that, the third, bills are paid.
Yeah.
Love it. I am so content with the way things are right now. I would not gamble on how things could have been if it was different.
Yeah. That's the point
That's
you just
why
get to.
when you ask Larry, would you do it again? Larry probably would do it again just for the experience itself.
Yeah,
But
you're
just
not
like
wrong.
myself, Larry doesn't like to gamble on things that could turn out so differently.
Yeah.
So differently. Think about this, Will. We went to Hammer High.
Right.
My mom, when I was in Hammer Junior High, most people don't know this. My mom tried to send me to Kentwood High. At the time, I didn't even know where Kentwood was. I thought it was close. Kentwood is not
Kentwood
close.
is fucking
I'd probably
no.
done better going to Punch Tour. Did you have any other schools that you could have went to besides Hammer?
Albany.
Okay, Albany High. Watch
Albany.
this. Can you fathom right now how different your life would be
Most definitely.
at 8:44 on Saturday, June 18th, 2022? Do you have any idea how different your life would be if you went to
I
Albany?
always say if I was to go, if I would have went to Albany, I feel like my football career would have been better. I feel like my school career would have been better. I wouldn't have knew nobody. I only went to Hammer High because my brother was a junior my freshman year, and he graduated.
You know what you would be getting from that, but do you know what you would be giving up?
I would be giving up a lot. I wouldn't be with the girl I'm with today.
It's
I
a
wouldn't have met
lot.
the friends
It's
that I
a
have.
lot of things. So much. People really think you could live in the same house that you grew up in.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you could live in the same house that you grew up in at the time. You could end up in the same house that you're in right now. We
Right.
could go so far as to say you would have the same girl and you have the same job.
Yeah.
But down to who you are as a person could be so drastically different. And how you got there it would be totally different because you would have went to a different school. You wouldn't even be on this podcast because I know you because we went to school together.
I wouldn't have known you, Will.
True.
I would not
True.
would have never
Things would
known
be
you.
so different. So when people say, "Would you do it again?" I like to say that all of it, good, bad, this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
I would do it all over again because
Okay.
of where I ended up. At
Put it like this.
I get where you go.
And if
with
you
that.
take,
I like that.
You
Yeah.
take that left door in Stanley Parable, you end up here, and if you take that right door, you end up there. But the thing about that game is you don't know where you're gonna end up until you
Yeah.
go through a door.
Do you do it?
Yeah, because I could have. Yeah.
And the thing about those doors is the part of that game is the loop. It loops a lot. And every time like you take a certain path, if you have the ability to retain the information from that one path, then you can say, I experienced this way already. I don't need to do that anymore. Then you take a different route and you retain that and you say, I experienced that already.
I don't want to do it.
It's like starting on a tree trunk and following up every branch on that tree until you get to the tip of every branch. You follow the branch, you end up at the end, you go back to the beginning. You say, I've already taken left, right, left, left, right. Maybe if I go left, right, left, 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 I could change that. I could keep everything the same and change that last choice.
Yeah.
That last choice. Right? And you stack backwards and you say, if my third choice is different, if I go right on the third choice, then I get 6 other choices. And if I go left on the third choice, I might only get 2. And my journey might be a little different.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
But-
And I personally am, like I said, content with the way things are as of the
I
moment.
can agree.
And everything
Yeah.
I would continue to keep everything
I can
the same.
agree.
Put it like this, Will. I broke my hip. You know I broke my hip.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is so many things that could have happened that wouldn't happen if I didn't break my hip. If I didn't break my hip, I'd probably be playing at D1 college right about now.
Larry and I wouldn't be spending nowhere near as much time together. as we
Nowhere
do.
time. I'd probably be somewhere in Kansas, playing for KSU or Kansas State or some shit. I wouldn't be here. I would have never met my ex.
Right.
Never.
Right.
If I stayed an honor roll student in high school, I probably would have went to college.
Yeah.
It was because I knew I was smart and my grades were starting to dip that I realized this don't make no sense. I'm smart. My grades look like shit.
Like,
I don't need validation from the school system. And that's what woke me up to become the person I am now, who doesn't like school, doesn't want to go to college. If I'd have stayed,
Oh my God, he's such a rebel.
if I would have stayed within that system, I would have went to college and I probably wouldn't have been happy. But I woke up to it.
Yeah.
Every decision matters. All of them.
Yeah, but you never get into those situations where you be like, what if I would have took this road? Or what if I would have took this route?
Oh,
Because it was like
Will.
I was given 3 routes. I was given the athlete route.
Yeah.
I was given the
scholar.
street route
Oh,
and the scholar route.
Yeah.
I tried my best to cancel the other 2 out, but you need the scholar to have both.
Mm-hmm.
You need the scholar to have.
I think
both.
as black people, we try to cancel out the younger generations. We try to cancel out the street route.
You need school. You need to know how to read. You need to know how to count.
Yeah.
You need to know.
Yeah, you need to be smart.
Yeah.
You gotta understand how business works.
Even in the streets, yeah.
Yeah, you got to.
Nigga, what? Bro?
The streets will teach you a lot of things that you can take forward. Into
Yeah.
the real world.
Yes.
My girlfriend doesn't like when I say this, and like her mother, but having street smarts is really great
It's absurd.
It's
It's
fucking really great,
it's
man.
amazing.
because it teaches you your survival skills are like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your ability to talk to people, you can.
Conversate.
Hustle and
Yeah.
Hustle. Hey,
Well, I
it's-
guarantee you, if me and you tried to sell the same thing to the same person, our routes would be totally different. I don't have as much street smarts as you do, but I'm charismatic as fuck, and I would use my
Yeah.
personality to try to convince this person.
But see, it's like see, a lot of people don't know. Like you, Larry might come to me and be like,
Mhm.
like, look, I paid $400 for this. Like, if I sell it to somebody on the streets, how much you think I can get? Well, I can tell you, first of all, the street price, cut it in half.
Yeah, most deaf.
It depends what it is. If it's something like really, really great, you probably take off $100, maybe at the most 75.
I'm sure the streets will probably tell you to lie about how much you paid for it, then chop that price down to
It
actually sell
depends
it
who
for
you
what
selling
it's,
it to.
to sell it for what it's
It
actually
depends
worth.
who you
Yeah.
selling it to, because I most definitely I've been in situations where
Because
I don't even know you.
Even the dealership will put a high dollar tag on a car
Yep.
and then talk you down to what it's actually worth to make you think you got a good deal.
That's like me. Like I say, I buy a PS5.
But that's something you have to learn.
Yes, you have to know how to do that.
You have to. You have to not only know that is a tactic that can be used, but you have to have the tactfulness to understand how to use that tactic and to use it to the best of its ability. Because you can only do that so many times, and you can only do it to certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you try to sell a Nissan GTR overpriced to somebody who actually knows how much the car is worth,
Yeah, how much
it's
it's
not
worth.
going to work because they know how much the car is worth.
right.
You can't upsell it and then down with it. You have to take a risk. You gotta be able to. If a nigga walks up and he act like he knows what the fuck, you might have to start a little closer to the actual price and then try to work down in smaller increments to get as good as
Another example could be, say, because I buy PS5s and sell them to my family. If I wanted to sell it to another person, I could say, hey, I bought this for about $900, $1,000. I can give it to you for like $800, but I really bought it for like $550. Which I could do, because you know what? They'll believe me, because they'll look on StockX or GOAT and be like, oh shit, these are really expensive. I believe him that he paid that much, and I'd get $800. That's like a $300 profit in my book.
Yeah. But like you say, family and somebody on the streets is different.
Family,
like,
yeah, it's different.
because it is. It's really it's crazy. Like, it's a great way to put this. All right, so like, selling to somebody who was not familiar,
Yes,
You go
doesn't
fuck
know.
over them.
You're
you're going to fuck over them. Like, I've seen to situations where it be like,
As a matter of fact, you selling the same thing to two people. You selling it to the person who knows they shit and the person who don't know that shit. You could oversell to the person that don't know shit, so you can give a better price to the person who knows they shit, and you can use the higher profit on the person who don't know nothing to make up for the undersell of the person who knows what the fuck they talking about, and that'll balance itself out.
I have seen people pay $30 for shit that's worth $5.
I'd be looking at us too.
I guarantee you, somewhere in this world,
Why? I'd be like, why are you paying that much?
Because
somewhere
they don't know.
Somewhere in this
swear,
world,
man.
there's somebody paying $35, $40 a G, so that the person that they bought it from could sell it to somebody else for $5 and $10.
Yeah. Niggas be paying about
You
40.
overcharge this person so you could undercharge that person.
I wouldn't put past a nigga selling a G for $40. They probably got that shit happening in New York too.
A
New
G
York
for
Cal.
40 is crazy.
Fucking
But that's you can only
absurd.
do that with somebody who don't know shit.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
taking advantage of. Honestly, and it's a fucked up world. If you getting into something you don't know what you're getting into,
Why are
and
you?
you get fucked over on,
That's on you.
That's on you.
That is on you.
You gotta learn though. You gotta learn.
gotta
from
learn.
those.
Oh yeah, you gotta
he-
learn.
Sooner or later, he's gonna like, wait, such and such social media is $40.
Yeah.
You're selling it for 10.
Nigga, a gram is a dime. At max.
Say, Biden's country might be like 15, 20, but whatever.
Well, that's reasonable.
It depends.
It depends.
No, I was
if
just
they
saying.
don't
No, I
bring
was
it to
saying
you.
the base price.
Like, I gotta use
Oh, the
my
base
gas
price.
to bring it to you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna upcharge you.
I'm charging you 15.
Yeah. Just
That's
to
like,
have to use my
fuck.
gas.
That's like when I got paid in weed to take a girl out and to pay for her
No,
food.
that's crazy.
That's absurd shit. I was like, huh, okay. She's like, yeah. How much was the food? Like, about $20. I'll give you about a gram and a half. I was like, works for me. Shit. Okay.
For food? Like, no, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Wow, I can upsell this.
I can upsell.
No, that's crazy.
I'm not gonna say what I did with it. Allegedly, I don't know what happened to it. I think it disappeared. Poof,
Sold
gone.
it to Madison.
Yeah. How you think
Why
she is? So she
not
is now.
here today?
But yeah, I think we're gonna end it soon, right here.
Yeah,
Maybe
this is a very
it's been an hour and a half,
this
bro.
is a very productive conversation. We haven't had one of those in a while.
Very productive. I think it's Will.
Thank you, Will.
Thank you. We appreciate
It's
that.
my energy I give.
That guy.
It's
bro.
either me getting angry as hell.
No, I
Have you
love
lis-
having educated people here, man. I just,
Yes.
but what the day where we get an ignorant motherfucker is gonna be insane.
It's like you gotta know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause I most definitely always see people talk about things and like they don't know nothing.
They don't know
about.
shit about
No,
it.
I don't remember what I was watching or who it was, and they was just like comments piss me off. I always get pissed off reading comments. I
fucking
try
hate 'em.
not to.
I just skip through them.
I try not to, but you like always read the comments.
Yeah.
And somebody was like, "Oh, you're not gangster. Like, why you got a gun? What you having a gun to protect yourself has to do with you being a
Those
gangster."
things do not correlate.
Do not no correlation
You know what's one
whatsoever.
of the, we're gonna get out after this. You know what's one of the biggest realizations I came to, and this shit came from a YouTuber, and it really amazed the fuck out of me. The definition of a real nigga has changed in ways it should not have.
Mm.
What comes to mind when you think real nigga?
Real nigga, he's solid, loyalty.
Yeah.
You know, he's
Trustworthy.
He's one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't find too many of those.
a nigga that's real,
Yes.
right?
Keeps it real.
Like a
though.
real nigga.
No lie.
Okay,
A nigga that keeps it 100.
Mm-hmm.
Because keeping
Somebody-
it 100 cannot always be like, you know,
A nigga that is who he is.
right. Okay. I
Somebody
like
you can
that.
depend on. Somebody that
Yeah.
that person
Yeah.
Who gets
that's
the job done?
You said it perfect when you said solid, right?
Right.
Solid.
Okay. The definition of a real nigga changed at a certain point to where people began to believe that real nigga meant gangster.
You have to be a killer.
And that's not what that means.
Because all gangsters ain't real niggas. Because you
And
get
not
into
all
a
real niggas are
situation-
gangsters.
Yeah.
You get into a situation where a gangster will fold quickly
Yes.
in a
For his
courtroom.
own benefit.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't even say real nigga no more. Like, you're a real man. Like, when I think of a man, I think of like somebody who take care of their kids, take care of their
Yeah.
business, take care of their family.
Responsible adult that you can depend
Yeah.
on.
That's what I don't even like. I still say nigga, of course, but I always like people hate when I get on the definition. Like, you got niggas, Negroes, and you got the hard ER.
Yeah.
And I used to
where's the hard yards on that scale? Are they like bad or they
like it's bad. The ER is bad, of course.
Oh,
Yeah.
The Negro is just like
You Negro.
before Black African American,
okay, I see.
and then niggas. Like,
Yeah, our
that's
wording
my
is
dog.
different. For me, it's African American niggas and y'all wildin'.
Nigga, you just hate somebody. That's hatred. Goddamn.
Where's that video I was gonna show Will before? Oh, Will, you missed it, man.
Oh damn.
I'll show you. Well, Swell's probably getting ready to. We probably gonna go and get something to eat soon.
Yeah.
But while we take care of that, Larry, you gonna leave right after we get done recording?
Most definitely.
I'm gonna show you.
It's
crazy,
9
I'm
o'clock.
gonna show you a crazy video. The video from the Pride Parade.
Oh.
I was supposed to show you that when you first got here.
Oh my God. Oh, that's fucking wild.
Will, it's some questions getting asked and some wild ass answers.
Mm-hmm.
They asked the nigga, how young is too young to be gay, and he said, oh, you could be gay whenever. From 1 year old, 2 years
That's
old.
stupid.
He's like, nigga, that make no sense. What?
Matter of fact, I'm sorry, we keep saying we gonna go. I had a conversation with my mom is gay, by the way. So she was talking about pride, this, that, third. I was like, you sure you want to be, are you sure that you want to be associated with those people? And she was like, what do you mean? I started breaking down some of the shit that they say, and she was like, okay, that's weird.
That's
I said, you know they include asexuals, and she was like, what's an asexual? I said, somebody who doesn't get turned on, or they just aren't attracted to anybody. They just exist, you know? And I said, well, here's the thing. If LGBTQ plus IAE equals MC squared, if they want... Don't laugh for too long. If they are including inherently sexual behaviors and everything's about sexuality, how can you include the asexuals, the ones who are at zero? They don't like anybody. You know what intersex is? Hermaphrodites. They got both.
Yeah.
All of the above.
Okay, you know
They're scooping them too.
I don't think a lot of people.
They're scooping literal. Well, the problem that I now have with Pride is that they are scooping everybody.
That's different.
You know they added the color brown to the Pride flag to represent black people.
What? Wait, what?
That's the problem, though. That's the problem that I have with the whole. I love everybody.
Y'all are scooping everybody.
I love everybody. My thing is, do not force.
Because I could have
Don't
sworn.
be forcing it.
I could have sworn the original. Watch what fuck me up. The original rainbow flag was supposed to be inclusive. It was like 6 or 7 colors.
Yeah.
The original rainbow
The
flag.
colors of the rainbow.
The original rainbow flag was supposed to be inclusive. This very small number of colors includes everybody. Explain to me why, if the original, whatever the number was, includes everybody, what do the other colors that you add in
The additions.
represent?
Yeah.
Because if I draw a circle and I say everybody on this planet Earth is included in this circle that I'm drawing,
You draw a small circle.
right? And I start drawing extra layers outside of that already existent circle. If everybody's in the first circle, who is in the other layers of the extra circles that I'm creating? If my initial statement was everybody is in circle number 1 and I add layer number 2 around it, you know what I'm saying? Like the circle exists and you draw another circle around it.
Yeah.
If everybody's in the first one, who is in the extra ones that I keep adding?
What, fucking planets or some shit? Some wild shit.
That's crazy.
It makes no sense.
It doesn't make that. Does not
But it
make
got me
sense.
really thinking though. Like
That if anything, that's specifying people out even more.
Yeah.
Comparably, you add brown specifically because you want to include black people.
I thought
what
it was,
about
I
the
thought
white
it was
people?
adding brown for black people, but yeah. But
No.
either way, yeah.
But brown is the color of the rainbow, though.
No, it isn't.
No, it's not.
No, it is. No, it is not.
No.
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 Hold on. Let me. I need to
The
look
rainbow
this up.
is
He's got me
primary
fucking-
colors.
You know what I'm thinking about?
The rainbow is primary colors and secondary colors that go in between.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
thinking? I'm thinking about something totally different.
What are you?
Nah.
It's a red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Colors of the rainbow.
Why you just say purple?
Indigo and violet are basically, they're two different colors, but
Yeah, indigo has a slightly more bluish tint to it, and violet is more of a darker.
Yeah.
It's got more red in it.
indigo is between blue and
Why you
purple.
just say purple?
Because they're two different shades of purple.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 colors.
So would
You
you
want me to
say?
show you? You want me to show you?
Would you say?
You want me to show you? Hey Google. Lamp indigo. Okay. Keep a mental image of that.
Okay, I got
Okay.
Nigga, look at the
Hey
light.
Google. Lamp violet. Uh-oh. Hey Google. Lamp violet.
Actually, the lamp doesn't support that functionality.
That's a different color.
It's a different. But it proves it's a different,
It's a different color.
No, I'm almost. I think purple is like a darker.
It doesn't support that functionality.
Actually,
What color
you
is
say
violet?
purple? Violet is purple because when you pick up a crayon, it says violet and has purple in parentheses.
Yeah.
I never paid attention to that.
Yeah,
The only crayon I used to really be fascinated with is black.
because black is
Because it had
beautiful.
Negro on the side.
Yeah, it's got a nigga on the side.
That's crazy.
I feel included.
I'm a black pill Will on Pride Month this year.
Oh,
he's
no.
gonna turn into you last week, man.
Fucking
That was.
agitated.
Did you listen to that episode?
No, I didn't. Last
Oh
one I
my
didn't
God,
catch.
Will.
This week has been hectic, so I
Will,
like,
they got kids at drag shows.
what?
Yeah,
Bro, that's
yeah,
Yeah, I was like, oh.
yeah. Larry got. If you listen to that, Larry got pissed. Larry did what I was been doing for the last year. Larry said, "Why they got the kids in the?" I'm like, I'm just sitting here like,
Hey,
I'm just sitting here with my drink like, hey man,
It is what it is.
That's
And they
crazy.
was like-
Bro, kids young.
That is crazy.
And life is precious to them. They don't even.
yeah.
What are you? What
You
are you
introducing
doing,
that to them
man?
at
You know
a
what the
very young
sign
age.
said in the background?
It ain't gonna lick itself. And you got kids here.
That's what genuinely agitated
I
me.
told my mom, I said, Mama, they got niggas in gimp suits at the Pride Parade, and they bringing kids out there.
Ugh.
She said, what's a gimp suit? I said, that leather suit with
Yeah.
the zipper mount. She said,
Yes.
what?
I was like, I don't think a kid's supposed to be
You
there.
know what I noticed today though? A lot of people go very hard behind Pride Month.
Mm-hmm.
How many people you see going this hard about Juneteenth
Or Black History
Bro.
Month.
or Black History
What's
Month?
even funnier
What?
about that, I promise you, I cannot make this up. After I said the thing about a gimp suit, because I said they got niggas wearing gimp suits. They got niggas in bikini sets out there fucking Pride Month running around with paint all over them. They got niggas, it's just, they wilding out there in Los Angeles, right?
It's crazy.
And I said, Mama, you will never see me in a gimp suit in February. It's not that serious.
But see, you know what's the crazy thing also though?
Oh, my God.
You got black people marching. It's a riot.
Oh, yeah.
You got people marching for Pride Month.
Doing
and
wild
it's
shit.
The happiest thing in the world. They
Doing
out
some
here
wild
in
shit.
Speedos.
As a matter
They're
of
like,
fact, I'm going to send you the video so you can go.
Yes.
I'm going to send you the video. It's some wild shit. He asked this one girl, what inspired this outfit? And her response was mental illness.
Yeah.
And I could not hold my laughter in, Will.
Mental illness. What?
I was like-
nigga, huh?
Holy shit. It's insane.
So y'all just mix matching shit together at this point. Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll send you the video.
I think that's it. Send the video. We're gonna go.
Will's gonna get pissed off. He's gonna call. Yeah. He's gonna call us Thursday and be like, "I watched the video. I want to be back on this Saturday."
No. We got Kelly. We got Kelly next week.
Oh yeah.
Kelly is far. He's no. He's
They
are left.
that nigga. I don't know.
That motherfucker's left leaning, heavily left leaning.
Oh, but I'm a black pill the shit out of it. Every light in this house gonna be red.
You.
I'm gonna get a big ass poster. I'm gonna get a picture of an elephant and put it on the TV. I'm gonna get a Trump 2024 sign put on the front door. I'm pissing this nigga off all the way.
he must not like Trump.
Is he driving yet?
He has his license.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I'll pick him up since he's 18.
No,
now,
I was
18.
gonna. No, I'm getting gas signs everywhere.
That's Biden did that.
Trump era,
Trump era.
Biden era.
That's fucked up.
And I'm gonna say, what if I told you got paid the same amount at your job in both of these eras? How would you feel? And he's gonna be like,
Oh, because they don't work yet. Kelly does not work yet. He doesn't understand
budgeting.
the budgeting of that shit. Oh my God.
Shit's expensive.
Because you think I'm not getting my refund this month because I paid for my college myself out of pocket because it's not included on my scholarship. And I was like, holy shit, $900.
Will, do you know what the most important part of your budget when you work is?
What's that?
The cost of getting to and from work.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
That and eating. Those two things. But as far as relative to
This is going
work,
to get cut into two parts.
if you can't afford to get to work every day of the week, you are fucked beyond measure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I think the bicycle's finna kick in.
Yeah.
Could you imagine riding a bicycle? Like,
Oh yeah, bikes are going crazy. I saw a video of Joe Biden riding a bike today. He fell off that bitch and I laughed my ass off.
You mother-
Like, man,
Y'all ain't seen it?
Joe, yeah, I've seen it. It's been everywhere.
It has been.
Oh, you
Every
saw
time
it?
I
Yes,
open
I
up
saw
Instagram.
it.
Like
Let me tell you about that video. I was at my mom's house earlier. Swella was doing my mom's hair. I'm sitting there. I'm looking. I read the caption. It says Joe Biden takes an L today, and he's riding the bike. And I'm like, nothing's happened. And that's when he stops. And I said, nothing happened. And just when I went, nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
He fucking tips over, and I just go.
Like that's
And I just bust out laughing. My mom, I'm literally laying on the floor laughing my ass off. My mom and sister, what is so funny, DeMonte? I said, it all happened so fast. And she said, what are you? She said that too. When she saw it, she said, that nigga fell in slow motion. I said, everything was fine. The nigga went from riding the bike with no problem to stopping that bitch with no problem. And something about standing there. How can you handle, I'm sorry, Larry. I know we should have been stopped, but how can you handle riding a bike and stopping a bike, but you can't handle standing with the damn bike?
That's crazy. Maybe he was trying to like get back on the bike. No,
Could you imagine, Larry? We go to the gym. We warm up. We hit new maxes.
Yeah.
New PRs.
Uh-huh.
And when it's time for us to do our cool downs, I can't even handle the weight that weighs less than what I warmed up with.
You can't even pick up the bar, nigga.
Joe was tripping, man. Y'all,
No, he was tripping all right.
Joe be tripping.
That boy was wild, and that shit was
They
hilarious.
didn't let me talk to Joe.
I was just.
You need to let me talk to Joe.
I get Joe right. I get the whole. You feel me?
If his ass is even cognizant enough to understand what you're saying.
I'm gonna talk to Joe. Like, man, Joe gonna chop it
No,
up.
you could talk to him.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, let me close this up. God damn it.
Damn, son.
But yes. Anything you like to say before we head out?
Give some words of wisdom to the people, Will.
Yes.
Words of wisdom. I'm gonna say something I've learned. Have fun. That's basically have fun, live safe, and you're not in control. You're not in control of everything that goes on.